What if I told you the true secret to living a long, vibrant, and incredibly fulfilling life wasn't primarily hidden in your genetic code for so long? We've been led to believe that our destiny, our health trajectory, and even how long we get to enjoy this beautiful journey is largely predetermined by the genes we inherit. How often do we hear someone say, "Oh, my parents had this condition, so I'm bound to get it too," or "Longevity just runs in their family, not mine." This mindset, while understandable, can often lead to a painful reality, a feeling of resignation, a belief that we have little control over our later years, and perhaps a missed opportunity to truly thrive. But here's the surprising truth. The secret whispered among those remarkable individuals who don't just reach 100 years, but live them with gusto, with joy, and with a sparkle in their eyes. It's not about genes. Yes, genetics play a small part, a tiny blueprint, but the vast majority of our longevity and vitality is shaped by something far more accessible and powerful: our daily habits, our mindset, and the simple choices we make every single day. The real longevity masters aren't defying their DNA. They're embracing timeless, practical principles. In this video, we're going to uncover 6 profound, life-enhancing secrets. Not magic pills, not complex scientific breakthroughs, but simple, actionable habits that people living to 100 have naturally woven into the fabric of their lives. These aren't about drastic, unsustainable overhauls, but gentle, consistent shifts that can profoundly impact your energy, sharpen your memory, deepen your sleep, improve your digestion, lift your spirits, and most importantly, extend your years with quality and joy. So settle in, get comfortable, because you're about to discover how to truly live your best life for many, many more years to come. And make sure you watch right to the very end, because I've got something waiting for you that might just completely surprise you and change the way you see your own potential. Now, let's dive straight into the first of these incredible secrets. One that might sound a little philosophical at first, but is profoundly practical and deeply powerful for longevity: cultivating a strong sense of purpose. Think about it. What gets you out of bed in the morning with a smile on your face? Even on a cloudy day, what gives your days meaning beyond just the passing hours? For many centenarians around the world, whether they live in the blue zones or right next door, this isn't about grand, world-changing ambitions. It's about having a reason for being, a term the Japanese call ikigai. It's the simple yet profound understanding that you have something valuable to contribute, something to look forward to, something that needs your unique touch. Perhaps it's tending a garden that feeds your family and neighbors, or volunteering at the local library, or simply being the family storyteller, keeping traditions alive for your grandchildren. It could be mastering a new skill, like learning to paint, or becoming proficient at a musical instrument. It might be dedicating time to a beloved hobby that lights you up, or even just making sure your cherished pet gets their daily walk. The key is that this purpose provides a sense of direction, a reason to engage with the world, and a feeling of being needed and valued. People with a strong sense of purpose often experience lower rates of heart disease, stroke, and even Alzheimer's disease. They sleep better, manage stress more effectively, and quite simply, have more vibrant, energetic lives because they have something meaningful to direct their energy towards. If you're wondering how to find your purpose, start by asking yourself, what do I love to do? What am I good at? What does the world need that I can offer? And what can I be paid for? Or simply, what brings me joy and contributes to others? Even if it's just one of those, it's a starting point. Begin with small actions. Offer to help a neighbor with a chore. Join a local community group. Pick up that hobby you always meant to pursue. The act of engaging and contributing, no matter how small, fuels this vital sense of purpose. Building on that foundation of purpose, let's consider our second powerful secret, one that's equally vital for a long and joyful life: cultivating deep, meaningful social connections, and a strong sense of community. In our modern world, it's all too easy to become isolated, especially as we age. Children move away, friends may pass on, and daily routines can become solitary. But the data is overwhelmingly clear: loneliness is as detrimental to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. People who are deeply connected to their family, friends, and community live significantly longer and healthier lives. This isn't just about having a lot of acquaintances. It's about genuine, reciprocal relationships where you feel heard, understood, and supported. It's about knowing you have people to lean on and people who lean on you in return. Think about the elderly individuals who are part of strong family units, who regularly share meals with friends, or who are active members of their church or local clubs. They often exude a quiet confidence and joy. These connections provide emotional support, reduce stress, give us a sense of belonging, and even boost our immune systems. The laughter shared over a cup of tea, the comfort of a listening ear, the simple act of helping a friend in need. These are the threads that weave a strong, resilient fabric for life. So, what can you do today to nurture your connections? Reach out to an old friend you haven't spoken to in a while. Invite a neighbor over for a cup of coffee. Join a local walking group, a book club, or a volunteer organization. Attend community events, even if you're an introvert. Finding one or two deep, trusting relationships can make all the difference. Remember, connection is a two-way street. Be open, be present, and be willing to give as much as you receive. Just as we discussed purpose, nurturing these bonds isn't a complex task. It's about being intentional about the most human of needs: to belong, to love, and to be loved. Now that we've talked about finding your purpose and building those vital connections that nourish your spirit, let's shift our focus to something many of us think we know all about, but often overlook: the true power of how we choose to move our bodies and how we mindfully nourish them. This brings us to our third secret, and it's not about becoming a marathon runner or lifting heavy weights at the gym. It's about cultivating movement with joy and consistency throughout your day. For too long, we've associated exercise with grueling workouts and painful routines. But the centenarians of the world aren't typically found pumping iron or running sprints. Instead, their lives are simply infused with consistent, natural movement. Think about the active elderly in Sardinia or Okinawa. They're walking to the market, tending their gardens, doing chores by hand, or engaging in traditional dances. Their bodies are accustomed to moving, bending, and stretching naturally throughout the day, not just for a dedicated hour at the gym. This is crucial because it keeps muscles strong, joints supple, and circulation flowing without creating excessive stress or burnout. It helps maintain balance, reducing the risk of falls, and keeps bone density robust. The good news is, you don't need special equipment or a fancy routine to embrace this secret. What you need is to find ways to incorporate movement that you genuinely enjoy, making it feel less like a chore and more like a natural part of your day. Maybe it's a brisk walk around your neighborhood, enjoying the sights and sounds. Perhaps it's dancing to your favorite music in your living room, or spending time in the garden, planting and tending to your flowers and vegetables. It could be practicing gentle yoga or Tai Chi, focusing on balance and flexibility, or even just taking the stairs instead of the elevator whenever possible. The key is consistency. Aim for at least 30 minutes of moderate activity most days of the week, broken up into smaller chunks if that's easier. 10 minutes in the morning, 10 at lunch, and 10 in the evening can add up beautifully. Listen to your body. Celebrate every small movement. And remember that every step counts towards maintaining your independence, your energy, and your overall vitality. When you move with joy, your body thanks you with improved mood, better sleep, and a stronger, more resilient physical self that can keep up with your purpose and your connections. Moving seamlessly from movement. Let's explore the fourth secret of those who live to 100, the mindful plate. Eating for life, not just for fleeting pleasure. This isn't about strict, restrictive diets or complicated calorie counting, but about a foundational approach to nourishment that prioritizes whole, unprocessed foods and a deep connection to what you're putting into your body. Consider the diets of the longest living populations. They are predominantly plant-based, rich in legumes like beans and lentils, abundant in fresh vegetables and fruits, and built on whole grains. Meat is consumed sparingly, often as a celebratory food rather than a daily staple, and healthy fats, like those found in nuts, seeds, and olive oil, are embraced. Hydration is also incredibly important. Water is often the primary beverage, with sugary drinks being virtually non-existent. What's truly remarkable is not just what they eat, but how they eat. They often practice mindful eating, savoring each bite, eating slowly, and stopping when they feel about 80% full, rather than stuffing themselves until they're uncomfortably full. This conscious approach allows their bodies to properly digest food, assimilate nutrients, and avoid the energy slumps that come with overeating. It also fosters a sense of gratitude for the food they consume. So, how can you incorporate this into your life? Start by adding more vegetables and fruits to every meal. Think about making half your plate fruits and vegetables at lunch and dinner. Experiment with different types of beans and lentils in soups, stews, and salads. They're packed with fiber and protein. Swap out refined white breads and pastas for whole grain alternatives. Limit processed foods, sugary snacks, and excessive amounts of red meat. You don't have to become a vegetarian overnight, but shifting your plate to be more plant-centric will deliver incredible health benefits. Pay attention to how different foods make you feel. Do you feel energized and clear-headed, or sluggish and foggy? Listen to your body's wisdom, and remember to drink plenty of water throughout the day. By making these gentle shifts, you're not just preventing disease, you're actively building a robust internal system that is designed to sustain you for many, many vibrant years, fueling your purpose, your connections, and your joyful movement. We've journeyed through the power of purpose, the warmth of connection, the joy of mindful movement, and the wisdom of the mindful plate. But there are still two more crucial pieces to this longevity puzzle. Pieces that often begin and end within our own minds, profoundly influencing every aspect of our health and well-being. Let's delve into our fifth secret: mastering your mind, specifically through stress management and cultivating serenity. In today's fast-paced world, stress often feels like an unavoidable companion, a constant hum in the background of our lives. But chronic stress, the kind that lingers and never quite dissipates, is incredibly corrosive to our bodies and minds. It can elevate blood pressure, suppress the immune system, disrupt sleep, and even accelerate cellular aging. The centenarians aren't necessarily living stress-free lives. They too face challenges and heartbreaks. The difference lies in their remarkable ability to navigate and release stress, preventing it from taking root and causing long-term damage. They often employ simple, yet profoundly effective, strategies to cultivate inner calm. This isn't about ignoring problems, but about building resilience and finding peace amidst life's storms. Common practices include deep breathing exercises, which instantly calm the nervous system, or spending regular time in nature, allowing its restorative power to wash away tension. Many find solace and clarity in moments of quiet reflection, gratitude practices, or even simple meditation, where just a few minutes of focused breath can reset the mind. Hobbies that engage your hands and creativity, like knitting, painting, or woodworking, can be incredibly therapeutic, allowing the mind to quiet down and find a restful flow. Connecting with a supportive friend or family member to talk through worries can also be immensely helpful. The actionable step here is to identify what brings you a sense of calm and actively weave it into your daily routine. Perhaps it's 5 minutes of mindful breathing before you get out of bed, a short walk in a local park, or simply taking a moment to appreciate a beautiful sunset. Learning to say no to overwhelming commitments, setting healthy boundaries, and reframing challenges as opportunities for growth are also powerful tools. When you prioritize stress management, you're not just feeling better emotionally, you're literally protecting your heart, your brain, and every cell in your body from the ravages of chronic tension, paving the way for a more serene and longer life. This brings us to our sixth and final secret of people who live to 100: embracing lifelong learning and cultivating boundless curiosity. Our brains, like our muscles, thrive on activity and challenge. Just as consistent movement keeps your body nimble, continuous learning keeps your mind sharp, adaptable, and vibrant. The centenarians often share a common trait: an insatiable curiosity about the world and a desire to keep their minds engaged, regardless of their age. They don't retire their brains. They actively seek out new knowledge, new skills, and new perspectives. This doesn't mean you need to go back to university. Unless that genuinely sparks your interest, lifelong learning can take countless forms. It could be as simple as regularly reading books, newspapers, or engaging articles on topics that interest you. Perhaps you decide to learn a new language, even just a few phrases, which has been shown to boost cognitive function. Maybe you pick up a musical instrument you always dreamed of playing, or dive into a new artistic pursuit like pottery or painting. Online courses, often free or very affordable, offer a world of subjects to explore. From history to digital photography to gardening techniques, even engaging in stimulating conversations with friends, playing strategic board games, or solving puzzles and crosswords regularly can keep your brain active and build what cognitive scientists call cognitive reserve, which can help buffer against age-related decline. The actionable step here is to identify something, anything, that sparks your interest and commit to learning something new about it each week. Visit a museum, watch a documentary, listen to a podcast, or sign up for a local community workshop. The goal isn't necessarily to become an expert, but to keep your neural pathways firing, to maintain a sense of wonder, and to keep your world expanding rather than shrinking. A curious mind is an engaged mind, and an engaged mind is a mind that stays healthy, vibrant, and connected to the joy of discovery for a very long time. So there you have it, the 6 profound yet surprisingly simple secrets that unlock the door to a long, vibrant, and truly fulfilling life, far beyond what your genes alone dictate. We've talked about finding your purpose, that deep reason for getting up each morning, and cultivating rich, supportive social connections that nourish your spirit. We explored the transformative power of joyful, consistent movement that keeps your body strong and agile, and the wisdom of the mindful plate, fueling your body with whole, nourishing foods. And finally, we delved into mastering your mind through effective stress management and embracing lifelong learning and boundless curiosity. Remember, you don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Even small, consistent steps in any of these areas can start a powerful ripple effect that leads to remarkable changes in your energy, your health, and your overall happiness. It's about progress, not perfection, and celebrating every little choice you make towards a more vibrant you. These aren't just secrets for centenarians. They are universal principles for living a life rich in vitality, joy, and meaning at any age. I'd absolutely love to hear from you. Which of these 6 secrets resonated most with you today? Are there any habits you've already adopted that have made a huge difference in your life? Or perhaps a new habit you're excited to try after watching this? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments section below. Your insights could inspire someone else on their own journey. If you found this video helpful and inspiring, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps our channel reach more people like you who are eager to live their best lives. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel for more practical advice and empowering content designed to help you thrive at every age. You have the power to shape your future, to cultivate incredible vitality, and to embrace every day with purpose and joy. Keep exploring, keep connecting, keep moving, keep nourishing, keep calm, and most importantly, keep learning. Live your best life at every age,